Sir, I'm sorry, but without ID, I can't help you access your account. The bank teller says his 78-year-old William Hayes frantically searches through his empty pockets for the third time today. The crowded bank lobby watches as the confused elderly man becomes more distressed. Someone whispers about calling security for the disoriented customer. William's shaking hands touch the small Medal of Honor pin hidden beneath his cardigan, a reminder of the day he single-handedly saved his entire platoon in Vietnam 53 years ago. What happens next will restore your faith in humanity. If stories like William's remind you why we must always help our heroes, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments about a time someone helped you when you needed it most. Let's spread kindness together. William had been having a terrible day. It started when he realized his wallet was missing during his morning coffee at the diner. Now, 6 hours later, he still hadn't found it anywhere. The wallet contained everything important to him: his driver's license, bank cards, insurance information, and most importantly, his military ID and veterans benefits card. Without those, he couldn't access his pension or medical benefits. First National Bank was his last hope. William had been banking there for 25 years, and he desperately needed to withdraw money for groceries and his heart medication. Teller Jessica Martinez looked at William with polite but firm professionalism when he approached her window. "Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you today?" William tried to stay calm. "I need to make a withdrawal from my checking account, but I've lost my wallet. I don't have my ID with me." Jessica shook her head sympathetically. "I'm sorry, sir, but bank policy requires photo identification for all transactions. It's a security measure to protect our customers." "Please," William said, his voice getting shaky. "I've been banking here for 25 years. My name is William Hayes. Account number 4,478,291. Jessica typed the information into her computer. "Yes, I see your account, Mr. Hayes, but I still can't help you without proper identification." William felt panic rising in his chest. "I just need $40 for my medication. My prescription runs out tonight." The line behind William was getting longer. Other customers were becoming impatient. "Sir," Jessica said, "maybe you could come back tomorrow when you've found your ID." William's eyes filled with tears. "I don't have anyone to help me look for it. My wife passed away last year, and my son lives in California." A man in line behind William sighed loudly. "Come on, old man. Some of us have places to be." William turned around, embarrassed. "I'm sorry. I just don't know what else to do." That's when Marcus Johnson stepped forward. Marcus was a security guard at the bank, a former Marine in his 40s. He had been watching the interaction from across the lobby. "Mr. Hayes," Marcus said gently, "could I speak with you for a moment?" William nodded and followed Marcus to a quiet corner of the bank. "Sir," Marcus said, "I couldn't help but notice that pin on your sweater." William looked down at the small medal, barely visible beneath his cardigan. "Most people never noticed it. That's a Medal of Honor, isn't it?" Marcus asked quietly. William nodded, surprised that someone had recognized it. Marcus stood at attention. "Sir, I'm Staff Sergeant Marcus Johnson, United States Marine Corps, retired. Would you mind telling me how you earned that medal?" William hesitated. He rarely talked about Vietnam. "It was 1971, William said quietly. "My platoon was ambushed near Da Nang. We were pinned down by enemy fire, and our lieutenant was killed in the first attack." Marcus listened intently as other bank customers continued their business around them. "I took command," William continued. "For 8 hours, I held off enemy attacks while coordinating helicopter evacuation for wounded soldiers. When we ran out of ammunition, I used enemy weapons. When those ran out, I fought with whatever I could find." Marcus's eyes widened with respect. By the time reinforcements arrived, I had saved 32 men, William said. "Lost a lot of good soldiers that day, but 32 families got their boys back home. Marcus was quiet for a long moment. Then, he walked back to Jessica's teller window. Jessica, he said, I need you to call Mr. Peterson immediately. Who's Mr. Peterson? Jessica asked the bank president. Tell him we have a Medal of Honor recipient who needs assistance. And it can't wait. Within 5 minutes, Bank President Robert Peterson came rushing out of his office. He was a distinguished man in his 60s who immediately approached William with obvious respect. Mr. Hayes. President Peterson said, I'm Robert Peterson. I understand you've lost your wallet and need to access your account. Yes, sir, William replied. But I understand about the ID policy. I can come back tomorrow. Peterson shook his head. Mr. Hayes, as a Medal of Honor recipient, you will never need to wait for anything at this bank ever again. He turned to address the entire lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet Mr. William Hayes, Medal of Honor recipient and Vietnam veteran. The busy lobby grew quiet as people stopped their transactions to listen. Mr. Hayes earned our nation's highest military decoration for extraordinary heroism in combat, Peterson continued. He saved 32 lives while under enemy fire for 8 hours. Several customers approached to shake William's hand and thank him for his service. Peterson continued. Effective immediately, First National Bank is implementing the William Hayes Protocol. Any Medal of Honor recipient, Purple Heart recipient, or combat veteran who needs assistance will receive immediate priority service, with or without identification. He handed William a special bank card. This gives you lifetime VIP status at any of our branches. No waiting lines, no ID requirements, and no fees on any services. William's eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were tears of gratitude. Marcus stepped forward. Sir, I took the liberty of calling the police about your lost wallet. Officer Davis is checking local businesses and will call you if it turns up. That's not necessary. William said. Yes, it is. Marcus replied. You served our country with honor. Now it's our turn to serve you. Jessica approached with a bank envelope. Mr. Hayes, I've withdrawn the $40 you needed, plus an additional $100 for any other expenses. No charge for the transaction. As William prepared to leave, President Peterson made one more announcement to the lobby. I want everyone here to understand something, he said. Mr. Hayes and veterans like him are the reason we have the freedom to conduct business safely in this bank today. They deserve our highest respect and priority service. The entire lobby erupted in applause. Several people approached William to shake his hand and ask about his service. An elderly woman named Mrs. Chun tapped William's shoulder. My husband served in Vietnam too, she said. He never talked about it much, but he would have been honored to meet you. A young father with his children knelt down to their level. Kids, this gentleman is a real American hero. Remember this moment. As William walked toward the exit, Marcus escorted him to the door. Sir, Marcus said, my grandfather was a World War II veteran. He always told me that we should never let our heroes go unrecognized. William smiled. Thank you, son. You didn't have to do all this. Yes, I did, Marcus replied. And from now on, whenever you come into this bank, you'll be treated with the respect you've always deserved. That evening, William received a call from Officer Davis. His wallet had been found at the diner where he'd had coffee that morning. A busboy had turned it in with everything still inside. But more importantly, William had learned something that day. After years of feeling invisible and forgotten, he had been reminded that his service still mattered to people. The next week, William returned to the bank. True to their word, he was immediately escorted to President Peterson's office where his banking was handled personally. But the real change was bigger than just one bank. Word spread about the William Hayes Protocol, and other businesses began implementing similar policies for veterans. Within months, Restaurants, stores, and service providers across the city had adopted veteran priority programs. All because one security guard recognized a Medal of Honor and decided to take action. William's lost wallet had led to something much more valuable: a community-wide recognition that veterans deserve priority treatment and respect for their service. 6 months later, William was invited to speak at the bank's annual meeting about the importance of honoring veterans in everyday life. As he stood at the podium, wearing his Medal of Honor proudly on his chest, William said, "I lost my wallet that day, but I found something much more important. I found a community that still remembers what service and sacrifice mean." The standing ovation lasted 5 minutes, and William knew that his fellow veterans would never again have to worry about being forgotten or ignored when they needed help most. Marcus Johnson, now head of security, stood in the back of the room, proud that he had recognized a hero when it mattered most.